So in this video, we're going to look at law of cosines, right? So unlike law of sines, I'm not going to derive it. I'm just going to give you the formula. But when do we use law of cosines? So if ever I'm given the three conditions SSS, which is side, 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 right? Or I'm given SAS, which is side, included angle, and side. Okay, I'm going to use law of cosines. So what is law of cosines? So in triangle ABC, okay, the law of cosine states that a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine of a. All right. Similarly, if I wanted to do this for b squared, I have b squared equals, look at the other two sides, which is a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine of b. And finally, c squared is going to be a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine of b. So this is what law of cosine looks like. And so let's go ahead and take an example. I want to solve a triangle ABC with a equals 15 inches, b equals 10 inches, and c is 60 degrees. All right. So let's go ahead and draw our triangle here. All right. Let's say this is A, B, C, and A is 15, C is 60 degrees, and B is 10. Okay. So first thing we notice is that this is side angle side, or SAS, which means I can use my law of cosines to figure out what side C is, right? So I know that with law of cosines, C squared equals A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cosine of C. Okay, and that's going to be C squared equals 15 squared plus 10 squared minus 2 times 10 times 15 cosine of 60 degrees. All right, that gives me 225 plus 100 minus 300 cosine of 60 is a half. Okay, now first thing we'll do is follow your order of operations. I'm going to multiply that first. So 300 times a half is 150, right? A common mistake here is people end up adding these two and then subtracting 300 and then dividing by a half, right? That doesn't follow your order of operations. So this is going to be 325 minus, remember, this is 150, and that gives me about 175. So I have C squared is 175, and so then C would be square root of 175, and that comes out to approximately 13.2 inches. Okay, so C comes out equal to 13.2. Now, I could use law of cosines for the others, right? But we see that law of cosines it has a lot of calculations in it. And now that we have side-side angle, I can also use law of sines, and law of sines is a lot easier. Also know that once I have one angle, I can figure out the other angle. All I need to do is subtract these two from 180, right? So let's go ahead and find out what is angle B. Okay, so we know that sine of B over B, okay, and that is going to be, let's see, sine of C over C. All right, so then I have sine of B over, we just found B was how much? B was 10 equals sine of C, which is 60 degrees, divided by 13.2. So if I want to find sine of B, well, sine of B is equal to 10 times sine of 60 degrees divided by 13.2. Now, if I were you, I would hold off on trying to figure out what this is first. First thing I would do here is, so to solve for sine b, right, remember what we need to do. I don't want to solve for sine b, I want to solve for b. So to solve for b, I need to take sine inverse on both sides. So I'm going to get b equals sine inverse of 10 times sine of 60 degrees divided by 13.2. Okay, so go ahead and put this as an expression in your calculator. Okay, that'll give you less of an error. Now you could go ahead and do 10 times root 3 over 2 divided by 13.2 in your calculator and then take the sine inverse of that, but that'll give you a little bit more error than you would in this case. All right, and so then this is going to give you approximately 40.9 degrees. Okay, so then b here comes out to be 40.9 degrees. And then a is nothing but 180 minus, well, 60 plus 40.9 degrees, and that comes out to about 79.1 degrees, right? So that is 79.1 degrees, and this is going to be 79.1 degrees.